This is PokeClaw or PocketClaw, which is an open source Android app running on my own phone, and you can see at the top that it is using Gemma for E2B model. This is an open source solo developer task which has been completed in just 2 nights. It is completely on device, no internet required, but you would have to download it from their GitHub repo. You also don't need any API keys. In order to get the model downloaded, all you need to do is to just press on that settings icon here and then go to LLM config. You can see that I already have downloaded this Gemma for E2B. You can go with the higher version, the E4B, and all you need to do is to just use it. Now, it is not an official Play Store app, so make sure that you're aware of security considerations, which I will talk about later. But it is also totally insecure app, by the way, so make sure that you're aware of it. Now, the fun part is once you install this AI agent, it controls your phone. It can perform any action, like it can call people, it can read emails, it can write emails, it can also send messages to your contacts, it can access your bank information through your bank app. And one of the use cases which I think would be quite often is that maybe you can just use this agent to auto reply to your boss after 5 p.m. saying that it's your off time, or you could just auto reply to mom, whatever messages she is sending you. Anyway, so let me just give it a very small task, which because it's my personal phone, I won't be able to show you everything, but let me just give it a simple task here. So I will just select the task here and I'll just say open settings maybe, or whatever app you want. Let me just press here and you can see that it has now opened that settings option for me where I was earlier. Let me go back, or maybe you can ask it to, let's say, open Chrome or browser and search for Fahad Mirza YouTube channel. Let's run this. And you can see that it has opened the browser and made that search, and the search is quite targeted. It has found my channel quite easily. So now you can imagine that you can do any task on your phone and you can even automate it. And this is the open source GitHub repo of this project. So we just saw how it looks like running live on a real device, Gemma for E2B, 2.6 gigabytes by the way, downloaded straight to my phone, and then I controlled it autonomously without a single API call leaving the device, which is quite good. A local model reading your screen and taking actions. That is a good project, I would say. But before we go further, I do want to flag uh, something critically important. This app requires accessibility service permissions, which is one of the most powerful permissions on Android. It can read everything on your screen and simulate taps and inputs. That's exactly how it controls your phone, but it also means you should only run this on a device you trust and be mindful of what apps and data are visible while it's active. This is an open source project. Code is fully available on GitHub, which you are looking at on your screen. But as with any tool at this level of access, you have to use it responsibly. Remember that security is your responsibility. Your data, your device, your responsibility. And you're installing the tool, so make sure that you're aware of it. I really cannot stress it enough. By the way, personally, I won't be using it. I have installed it, played around it with it, but I think there are, I have other options to get these things installed on phone from the reputable sources and confirmed vetted apps on Play Store and also on iOS. So but having said that, always I'm a huge supporter of Apache to open source projects, and that is why this has been covered, because you really cannot curb the innovation, and this is quite innovative. Now, If you look at this screen, this is the interface which is quite clean and minimal. You have got two modes, chat and task, which we saw live. The suggested prompts gives you a quick idea of what it can do right out of the box. As I said, you can open WhatsApp and say hi to mom and monitor messages and then go from there. On the settings sides, you can see all the permission it uses, like accessibility service, system window, sorry, file access, and the model is configured. There is also a Telegram bot integration for remote control and WhatsApp remote control listed as coming soon. But by the way, lot of bugs too. It's just 1 or 2 day old. Only second version is available at the moment, so make sure that you're aware of it. That it crashes a lot. 12 tools are enabled by default, but I couldn't see what those tools are because that access is still not there. And by the way, we already have covered this Gemma 4 model in full from various angles on the channel. So please check out these videos. And while you are there, please also like this video and subscribe and consider becoming a member. Please also follow me on X if you're looking for AI updates without any hype. Coming back to this project, um, let's talk a bit more around how exactly this is working if you're trying to build your own. So the way it works is through a set of generic tools: tap, swipe, type, open app, send message, take screenshot, and read screen. The LLM sees a text representation of your current screen, picks the right tool, fills in the parameters, executes it, sees the result, and picks the next action. It's a closed loop because a 2.3 billion parameter model isn't really GPT-4 or Anthropic's Claude. Um, the developers introduced this concept of skills, which is a predefined workflow that chain multiple tools together. So instead of the model figuring out on its own how to reply to a message, there is a playbook which is open chat, read conversation, generate reply, send, go home. The model follows the recipe rather than improvising, which is really good. And I think that as on device models get smarter, the skills become less necessary, but right now they are what makes complex tasks reliable. Also, as far as I can see under the hood from the code, I mean, everything runs through Light RTLM, which is Google's on-device inference runtime, which is what enables sorry, native tool calling directly on the phone. There is no server, no middleware, no API gateway. The pipeline is literally phone, LLM phone. That's it. And I think they also have mentioned it somewhere on their repo, somewhere here. There you go. So this is, all which is happening. The model reads the UI accessibility tree as text, reasons about what actions to take, calls the tool, observes the outcome, and loops until the task is done. It's the same agentic loop you see in desktop frameworks like OpenClaw or Cloud Code, which, by the way, we also have covered here. You can see, oh, I have done more than 100 videos on OpenClaw and its variants and flavors alone. So it's the same flow around perceive, reason, act, observe, just shrunk down to fit inside your pocket or PokeClaw. Now, towards end, I really want to spend only few seconds on this naming convention. I believe that if this project survives, they would have to change their name sooner rather than later because this name PokeClaw and the Pokeball logo have already, I think they, to me, they just looks like Nintendo's stuff, and Nintendo is quite aggressive around their legal history with anything resembling their intellectual property. The developer says in his GitHub repo that Poki is short for pocket, inspired by OpenClaw, but whether Nintendo sees it that way is a different story. Something to watch, should be fun. Well, I think we have talked enough about this tool. Let me know what do you think about such tool. Again, please be aware of security and safety. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And please follow me on X. Thank you for all the support.